Alright, welcome guys, and welcome to the second video of my space-based RTS. Okay, so as you can see, there's more to show this time around. As I promised, there's going to be more artwork displayed in this video, and that's what I'm showing you right here. This is some of the concept art for the human side of things on the human scout ship, specifically. And the name of the game now, instead of just calling it, simple space RTS, I finally came up with a name for it, and I'm going to be calling it Galaxy Star Online. I just got a brand new Wacom tablet, so bear with me as I'm still learning how to use it. As you see in the 01 and 02 sketch here, they're kind of really rough around the edges and not very nice, to be honest. They don't really look all that great. And then, of course, the final concept that I'd settled on, which was 03 over here. So let me just go over a little bit as to why I went this route. And normally I sketch about 5 different concepts, and then I kind of circle one and pick that one to flesh out. But in this case, I'm becoming more and more strapped for time, and I just wanted to go ahead and pick something that was good enough. And if I wanted to change it later, I could at that time. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce you guys to the ships that I designed here and why I went about the design. So the first one here is loosely based on a fighter, like an F-14 or F-16, mixed with a little bit of a shuttle. That's a space shuttle. So I've kind of merged a little bit and made it very simplistic just to kind of get a general idea of the way I wanted to go, because I wasn't quite sure. But then I made a very surprising realization for me anyway, which was if I design it like this, and this is the space scout ship, you're going to be charting uncharted space, and you could be lost or stranded out there for days on end. So to make it more believable, I made it so that obviously you're not, the pilots aren't going to be just stuck here. They can't really move around back here if it was truly based on an F-14 or F-16. So I created concept number 2, which is going to be considerably larger than 01. So they actually have kind of a bunking area where they can bunk down and sleep for the night, an area where they can eat and shower and sleep. But again, I wasn't totally happy with the design. And these are the windows, if you're wondering. I know, kind of look a little weird. And I'm not sure what this is, but I thought it looked cool, so I kept it on there. This is going to be the scanning device, kind of like Doppler radar, but obviously way more advanced. Yeah, it kind of scans the area and charts it at the same time, so it can relay all that information back to base. I still didn't really like the design in concept number 2, so I moved on to concept number 3, which is what I settled on. Main reason I just settled here as opposed to creating 2 more, because I normally sketch about 5 different concepts before settling, was I really liked it. I felt that it was good enough for the purposes that I need, and if I ever wanted to refine it, make it better, or redo the entire ship down the road, I certainly could. But at this moment, I'm just trying to get through the concept art as fast as possible so I can begin doing the 3D modeling, texturing, animation, rigging, all that stuff for the game. So I figured this would be about right, and as you can see, this little guy here, which is the kind of the human perspective, is to show you how large an actual human is to the spacecraft. This is the smallest and fastest ship in the fleet. So the scout ship. So you can see that the ships are going to be pretty well sized in the game. Also, there are going to be 8 ships total for each faction. So the humans are going to have a total of 8 different kinds of ships. Each have their strengths and weaknesses. And then you're going to have the alien side, which also have 8 different types of ships with their strengths and weaknesses. In addition to the 8 different ships, you're also going to have, actual buildings in which you can construct, like a shipyard, a Titan shipyard, starbase, defense platforms, science station, and sensor arrays. Now, in addition to just the humans and aliens, there's going to be a 3rd faction, which will not be playable, though. So you won't be able to play as this faction, but they're kind of going to be a nuisance in the galaxy that both you and the alien faction have to deal with, which are the pirates. The pirates are kind of a bunch of many different alien races who have kind of united their resources to rebel against pretty much both factions. they're not with the aliens, they're not with humans, and there's a bunch of other aliens in there that we haven't even met yet, that are part of the alien fleet, and the alien side of things, or sorry, the pirates fleet. And so when I design their ships, you're going to see that their ships are going to look like a bunch of different ships welded together, kind of pieced together, mixed match. They're not going to have a direct color scheme because they're pirates. They kind of salvage, ships that have been drifting around in space or lost their crew. Any resources they can get their hands on, metal, crystals, whatever it is that they get their hands on, they kind of forge, their ships. So their ships definitely are unique, and you'll be able to tell which one's a pirate ship and which one's an alien or human ship very, very easily. Now, that brings me to my next subject. With these spaceships, obviously, I wanted to implement a slightly more realistic dynamic to the ship. I don't know how many space-based RTS games you guys have played out there, but I wanted to add something called life support to the game. So if, for example, an enemy targets your ship, and they manage to damage it with a weapon that doesn't necessarily focus its firepower on destroying your ship, but instead focuses on taking out your life support systems. What that will do is obviously take out life support, and the crew on board the ship will die. Now, once the crew on board the ship have all died, the ship becomes a derelict vessel, just drifting around in space, and anyone can salvage the ship and recycle its resources. And obviously that adds to their own. So if you're an alien vessel and you can salvage the ship, you can add the resources to your own. Another thing I've been debating is to whether or not to allow spies to exist in the game, so that if the alien for example, decides to take a scout ship, or any vessel for that matter, take out its life support systems, and then repair the ship, and then go ahead and add alien soldiers or crew on board the ship, they can utilize that ship as basically be spies to infiltrate enemy territory without being fired upon. Now, I'm still thinking about that concept. I don't know if I'm going to implement that or not, but I just thought it'd be something interesting to add. Life support damage is something I will definitely add, and the ability to recycle enemy ships that you've taken down their life support of. In addition to just taking down their life support and recycling their ships, you can also choose to just repair those alien craft, and like I said, utilize them for spying purposes, or just to keep them if you like them, for battle purposes also. Because it won't take too long for them to realize that they don't have control of the ship that's coming into their space, but they're not going to be alerted if there's an enemy nearby. So there is a chance you can kind of sneak in and have a spy deep in their base without them even knowing it. So still going back and forth with a couple of those ideas, but I figured it'd be kind of a cool concept. So I'm running a little long in this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you more concept art from the alien side of things, so you kind of get a general idea of how their design is going to go. With the human side, because it's not that far in the future, it's only, a little bit into the future, I decided to go ahead and introduce mostly NASA color schemes. So you got the black, and you got the white, and black again at the tip. I might change the pure white to just kind of a gray, instead of going, exactly like NASA, and kind of, implementing the more military, Navy style of color scheme, which is just pretty much paint the ship gray. But I wanted to still have that two-tone, black and white or black and gray to the ship to make it more familiar. So that's going to be the human side of things. When I introduce the alien side of things, I'm still debating whether or not I want to make their ships look more organic, or more advanced using more technology than we do, and more advanced that route. So we will see how far-fetched I plan to design their ships. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea and an update in this video for Galaxy Star Online, and give you guys an introduction to the concept art. So give me a few more weeks, and hopefully I will actually have not only all the concept art finished for all of the 8 ships that I plan to have in the game, but hopefully also I should have the first 3D model to show you guys, based on the concept art that I've created. And or I might just have a prototype of the game itself working in the Unity game engine, just with placeholder art. So just like cubes and spheres and triangles, things like that, to kind of just make sure the game mechanics work before I go full on in creating the art assets like the 3D models, the texturing, animation, and so forth. So if you have any suggestions, tips, or requests, of course, feel free to drop it down in the comments. Let me know, and please like and share this video. I do want to grow a community of gamers to kind of help mold and shape Galaxy Star Online, and I would love your input. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. I will talk to you later.